Hey guys, try to get over here. Here I have for once is something not LS type related. What we have here is a L31. So it's a 90s 350 roller motor. This one particularly came out of a 99 Yukon. Yes. Now these, just to show how some people, they will take these motors that have a gazillion miles on it, and the lifters they're in there pretty good, and you might want to, be tempted to take some needle nose pliers and try to yank them out. Sometimes they come out easy like that. But here we go. Here's one. Almost impossible. You're gonna scratch the shit out of them by the time you get it out. So I want to show you. I take some channel locks, water pump pliers, slip pliers, whatever. Now you spin it to get to the flat spot. Just get a nice grip on, nice slow grip, and you just sit there and work it, spin it, twist in. It'll come out every time. And this motor, originally I planned to put it in an 86 Corvette, and using the vortec 062 heads, so on, with the TPI, top, intake and induction. Now, these lifters, are pretty good lifters. They are exactly the same as an LS base lifters. That's what the replacement, I believe, called for. I do have some lifters. Hold on. Now, here's a nice clean lifter. Is what I took out at 80,000 miles of use out of my Trans Am when I put the LS6 cam in, top end, 243 heads and all. I put new lifters in, and they're not that scarred. Actually, they're in pretty damn good shape. Actually, the rollers have more markings on it than this truck lifter does, or L31. Now you can see they're identical. One side, okay, and the other side has the same weep hole, the oil hole there, and they're the exact same height. Okay, same lifter. So LS7 lifters fit in the L31 vortec 350, and more likely the 305 vortec as well, possibly the 4.3. Yeah, so you got lifters that are stuck and you plan on reusing, because maybe it only has like 60,000 miles or so, and you want to reuse it, and you're doing a cam swap, because even a 90s LT1 motor from a Firebird, Trans Am, whatever, Camaro, Z28, Corvette. I think Corvette's slightly different than the F bodies, but an LT1 cam, you want to put it in your truck. They're really cheap. You could even pull one from the junkyard, and they're like $50 or something like that at LKQ. And I think there's a guy on YouTube here that did so in his truck. Put the L31 cam in his vortec roller 350, and he gained 12-13 horse to the wheels, and that's through truck drivetrain. So, you know, heavier tires and such in the back, bigger differential, so, you know, bigger components chew up more drivetrain loss. So coming from a car, you probably gain maybe 2 or 3 wheel horsepower on top of that, so maybe 15 wheel horsepower. Now, I don't know if that truck had full bolt-ons in a tune prior, or just cold air induction and a catback maybe. But there's great potential for just a $50 cam that you can score at a junkyard. Now, I even got one out of a 97 Trans Am that I found at LKQ. I'm pretty sure it was $50, and being a veteran, they give 15%, so I walked out, I think barely 40 bucks or something for the cam. I mean, $40, some labor, and, you know, of course they don't have to pull the heads off to do lifters on these, like an LS motor, but some labor and 40 bucks, and you get a solid, you know, 12-15 wheel horsepower. I mean, and you're bumping up the RPMs, the power band, you're bumping them up a little bit more, so you can put in a slightly higher stall even, and you get a lot more ass in out of it, you know, especially if you have a short bed, regular cab type, you know, truck, or you did a 350 swap in your you know, S10 Blazer Extreme. So that's, you know, a good amount of power, and a lot of extra RPM. But just a quick little, you know, lifter removal for stubborn lifters on a small block Chevy. That's just how I do it. Maybe you have your own trick, but for you guys that are just starting to learn for yourself, you young guys that are just becoming fresh young gearheads, you know, this, in my opinion, is the best way to get out stubborn lifters that just have been in the motor for hundreds of thousands of miles, and you don't want to scratch the shit out of these lifters. Now, I've actually taken lifters with 150,000 miles and reused them if it's just a OE style cam going in a everyday daily driver type truck. No harm, no foul in doing so, especially if there's no problems prior to with the lifters. Oil pressure is great. I'd say go right ahead and reuse those lifters. Like I said, especially in a small block Chevy, Gen 1, Gen 2, well, Gen 2, where you don't have to worry about wasting head gaskets just to go in there and replace lifters. Intake gaskets are a lot easier and cheaper to get done than buying head gaskets, new head bolts that are torqued to yield, and so on. So anyway, hope someone can benefit from this. Charlie Cadaver out.